Hello, my name is Gary Weinhardt, and I'm doing this recording because I'm dealing with a force which I would like to call the system of things, which has made me decide that I basically want to rediscover my roots and go back to the truth as a Jehovah's Witness because I have found things in the path of my life in the last few years that are obviously things that I need to realize that are beyond what I could ever imagine are capable in this universe. What I have learned so far, there are things called spiritual creatures. I don't know if many of you know about the demons being cast down to earth, having sex with women, having children that has spread upon the earth. The other thing I have learned is about the third eye ability. It's a psychic ability where you can telepathically communicate with people. People can communicate with you. They could give you images. They can compose your dreams. Um, so basically what I'm doing is I'm explaining something that I have discovered. Basically, there's a man that I met named Thomas Jude Proechel, and I would consider him a serial killer. Um, I know that he has this group of people that he gives this ability to. He opens their third eye, and he savagely goes after a particular person, tries to break them down either mentally, spiritually, sexually, and he will use the people in your life against you. For I have had many friends that have died since the beginning that I met him, friends of friends that have died, even relatives, and even friends that are in the same situation being tormented with me in what he calls his house. And yet we are separated and no longer communicate in person because they're afraid of him, because he can inflict harm to you or set you up in reality to get you killed as well. So this is what I know, and this is why I'm telling this. A beloved friend of mine, an ex-girlfriend of mine named Trina Sabella, I believe was premeditated murder by this man. Um, he met her years ago, I guess a few years ago before she and I got acquainted in our 30s, and he met me at the same time. He has the ability to travel to multiple people and follow them for as long as he wants. He knew that we were searching for each other, and she hit me up on MySpace, and we got acquainted, and we were much more closer companions. I was working for him at the time, brought her over to his house over dinner, and on the side, when she left to use the bathroom, he pulled me aside and said, "You should keep away from her." I didn't really take in consideration what he was talking about because I didn't feel it was any of his business to get involved in any of my friendships. But a few months later, she was murdered. And what I've learned, because I deal with him every single day, and he torments me with his best friend, Flories, and they try to make me commit suicide, they try to break me down, they try to break me down sexually. I found out recently that Trina was also hearing voices. I don't believe it's drug use whatsoever. I believe these are spiritual attacks by demonic people that want to destroy life. He told me one time in our engagements, in our telepathic battles, that Trina ripped him off years ago, and that since she was the only person that made me feel like a man, he murdered her. And the way he did this was that Trina had a older gentleman friend that found about Trina's new companion, her boyfriend, Steven. And Tom has the ability to provoke depression, thoughts. He can put visual images into your mind. He could basically make you emotionally feel something and make you act upon it. And basically he made this gentleman feel jealous and contacted the guy Steven and told him all this unnecessary about Trina. Thomas told me that he followed Steven, that they have the ability to follow people even through mobile cell phones, the Androids. I Googled something the other day and I found out there is something about the spiritual world and Android portal holes, A spiritual creature is able to travel that way. Basically, he provoked Stephen, enraged him, gave him, and also supposedly spoke to him about killing Trina. Um, Thomas does not want me talking about this. This is one of the reasons why he wants me dead. I believe in resurrection because I believe in the truth of Jehovah's Witnesses. And basically, he does not want me to be united with Trina or my mother in paradise. And he's doing everything he can for me to commit suicide. Now, I know that in adolescent days, in junior high and high schools, they find people who study like mythology or paganism, and they speak to them in their adolescence. So when they're in their adult years, they know what it is when they come back to them. There are many people that I've met who walked into my home